What's up? This is Dodzy on the EO Live Network. I'm here with head chef Russ Gleason. We're in beautiful downtown La Grande at Marketplace Fresh Foods. It's back to the cooking show. We've brought you chicken rollatini. We've brought you Not Your Mama's meatballs. Tonight we have something really special, Russ. What is it?
America's favorite.
Pizza. $37 billion a year industry. So let's dive right into it. What are we going to start with?
We're going to start with to make the sauce. Actually, you got to have a good sauce for your pizza.
Let's go.
And this it's New York style, but it's not. It's pan pizza. You guys call it pan pizza. We call it Sicilian back in Brooklyn. So I'm making you a Sicilian pie, and here we go. Okay, start with the tomato sauce. We're using whole peeled tomatoes right
Wait,
here.
Russ, before we dive into the sauce, what do you know about pizza?
Oh, I don't know. My uncles had pizzerias when I was yay big and been making pizza since I'm 10 years old. So just turned 55, so you do the math.
In New York.
In New York, you got that
9,000 pizzerias in New York.
That's right.
1/10 of the pizzerias in the United States.
All right.
Let's do it.
You're gonna need a blender for this or a burr mixer, whichever one you have. I have a blender right here. So in the blender, whole peeled tomatoes.
Whole peeled tomatoes, how much?
2 cups, about.
2 cups of whole peeled tomatoes.
About another cup of tomato paste.
Cup of tomato paste.
And what I got here is I got the whole peeled tomatoes just pre-blended, so I'm gonna use that in there too.
Okay. Into the blender.
Yep, into the blender. Then into the sauce, we put a little olive oil.
Probably
About ½ ounce.
½ an ounce of olive oil.
Another like 1/4 ounce of red pepper flakes.
Red chili pepper flakes
That's right.
going in. 1/4 of an ounce.
Everybody loves garlic. Ounce of garlic.
Yeah, you gotta have garlic.
That's right.
Ounce of garlic.
½ ounce of black pepper.
½ an ounce of black pepper.
½ ounce of salt.
What kind of salt?
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt, ½ ounce.
½ ounce of sugar.
½ ounce of sugar.
About, I don't know what I want to call that, I don't know, of fresh basil.
About an ounce.
About an ounce of fresh basil.
Ounce of fresh basil.
Another ounce of white onion diced.
Ounce of white onions diced.
Another maybe ½ ounce of Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
And then the secret,
½ ounce.
secret to it all is 2 anchovies.
2 anchovies. Look at these. Just straight up anchovies.
And people are gonna go, ew, anchovies, but trust me, you won't taste them. You won't even know they're there, but
So why?
it's a flavor thing. It does something to your tongue. This has to sit overnight. You can't use it right away. So you make the sauce, it's for the next day. You always do it the day before.
Okay.
And you just get that.
There's
It gives you that.
Huh,
That we got. Where you got to take another bite, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And then just to thin it out a little bit, I just put a little bit of water, just maybe 2 ounces of water.
2 ounces of water into the
In the
blender. Bada bing,
Blend it
bada
up.
boom. Blend it up. Oh, I can smell those anchovies. You might not be able to taste them, but you can smell them.
So you want to get a good mix on it, you know, nice smooth mix.
Okay.
And then when that's all done, like I said, chill it overnight, and you get the end result is this.
The end result.
Pizza
So
sauce.
there's your sauce.
We don't cook the pizza sauce. This is raw sauce. It gets cooked when you put it on the pie. That's why we don't, we won't cook it in the oven at all.
Okay. So no cooking of the sauce at all.
Not for the pizza sauce.
It gets heated while it's on the actual
It
pie.
cooks while it's on the pie. So
Cool. All right, let's move
dough.
to the
Gotta
dough.
make the dough. Can't have pizza without dough. So homemade dough. I'd say about maybe 6 cups of high gluten flour.
High gluten
Gotta
flour.
be high gluten. It can't be all purpose because the gluten is what makes the pizza stretch, so it holds it together. The
Okay.
all purpose flour, it'll just like kind of crumble apart, you know. That's why we use high gluten. For those of you who are, what do they call it?
Celiac.
Celiac or,
Yeah.
can't have wheat and stuff.
You have to bring your own dough.
Sorry. Like I said, 6 cups of
High gluten flour.
high gluten flour. Absolutely.
Olive oil.
2 ounces of olive oil.
2 ounces of olive oil.
Salt, 1 ounce.
1 ounce kosher salt.
Kosher salt.
1 ounce of kosher salt.
1 ounce of white sugar.
How much?
1 ounce of white sugar.
1 ounce of white sugar.
Another ounce of Crisco shortening.
1 ounce of Crisco. That's an interesting add.
This is just to make one for one pizza dough. So.
Russ, do you like pineapple on pizza?
Nah, I don't.
No? You're a traditionalist.
It's like sacrilegious.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I'm not a pineapple on pizza kind of dude.
Half ounce of yeast in about 3 cups of room temperature water.
Dumping the yeast, the half ounce of yeast,
right
into the water.
And then usually we get a fork. And we'll mix that up.
Using a fork to mix up the yeast in the water.
Yep, get it nice and going. I already took it out earlier. The water just left it on the counter for a couple hours.
Room temperature.
Room temperature.
Room temperature water.
Then you just incorporate
into
the water.
the bowl with the flour, sugar, salt.
Yep, the yeast, and you gotta just say sometimes it'll be too much, and just gotta work it in.
With your hands.
With your hands.
Just straight up.
If we had a mixer, it'd be nice, but you know.
If you have a mixer, you can use a mixer, but
if you got a tabletop mixer, it's better. Trust me. And then you just work it all in. And you're gonna need more water.
And you kind of just play it by,
and you want
your
that
water amount by
right, exactly.
how sticky your dough is.
You just keep adding it and adding it and adding it, and you just keep mixing it around, and eventually, guess what?
What do we end up with?
This is what you get. Overnight, after you make the dough ball, leave it in the bowl like this.
Covered with plastic?
Cover with plastic. Put it in the fridge overnight. Take it out.
And let's show them kind of the consistency of what the dough should look like.
And let it sit out for, this is what it is. So this is 2 pieces of dough because I'm making the Sicilian. So all I did was put 2 pieces of that recipe together.
Okay.
And this is what it is. It's like a
What would you say? Kind of like a soft clay?
Yeah, it's a soft.
Silly putty, almost.
Silly putty.
Silly putty.
Right.
There we go. It kind of looks like silly putty.
And what I do is I put it in some flour here because you want to get it dry so you can stretch it.
Okay.
So go around both sides, go around the edges, and just work it.
Into the flour, onto the table.
Just work it in, and just press it around.
And we're making this a square pie.
Yeah, this is gonna be a square pie. It starts off as round, but it'll end up square. Like if we were making round pizza, like we do in New York, just it'll be on the on the pizza board in the clay oven.
Right.
But we don't have those facilities yet.
He said yet.
But
that's a little
have my
tease
way.
right there.
Yeah, and we just keep working it, and we work it in. Pound it down. Don't be shy. You're not gonna hurt nothing. You gotta stretch it. And what I do is I just keep spinning it around, make like a kind of like a rim, like a crust kind of.
You've done this a few times.
Yeah, a few times. And then I just take it and I smack it around to stretch it. And then I'll stretch it like this. And I'll just get underneath it because it's a little thicker, more on the sides than it is in the middle. So you don't want to break a hole in this thing.
Oh, it looks amazing.
So you just keep going around because you got to stretch it the size of that pan.
What's your favorite topping on pizza? Your personal favorite?
I'm a pepperoni guy.
Just pepperoni?
Sausage would be next, I guess.
Yeah?
Pan. You got if you got a non-stick pan at home, it'll work too. But if you don't have a non-stick, you got to spray it down. So we need some veggie spray or some non-stick spray.
Nice thick layer of that.
Get it pretty good because you want it to not stick. And then I just keep stretching this thing. Stretching this thing. And then I just form it to the pan, like this.
And this is just a standard cookie sheet.
This is just a standard cookie sheet, right?
Yep.
Half sheet, they call them.
Yep.
Half sheet pan. And then we stretch it. And we stretch it some more. Because it's gonna, see how it like comes back in? So you really gotta like overstretch it sometimes. I even go like this sometimes, just to get it to where it's like that.
That's a good looking crust.
And then I just fill it in like this here. And I make a crust, I press it on the sides all the way around. All the way around the pan. All the way around the pan. See how it keeps pulling back in? There we go. Now you don't want this thing to bubble up when you cook it. So what I can do is I get a fork and I just like dock it. We call it docking it. Just so the air bubbles pop and it doesn't blow up on you. All the way around the crust. this a little bit. And next, I put a little olive oil. Just a little drizzle.
Drizzle olive oil on the crust.
On the crust. Then I take my sauce. I tried it earlier. It's 2 scoops. 1.
2 scoops.
2.
So that's what, about
this is
2 cups? Cup and a half? 3 cups?
Yeah, this is an 8-ounce scoop. So
16 ounces of sauce.
16 ounces of sauce.
Onto the
And I just use the back of that ladle. And if you don't have a ladle, you can use a big spoon. And just get it in there and just take it to the edge.
Oh man, that looks good.
And just fill it in like this here. And then what goes next? After sauce? Cheese. Shredded mozzarella.
What kind of mozzarella would you recommend?
You're not going to find the one that we use. It's called grande cheese. You're not going to find it in the store. So I just usually kind of like whole moisture, whole milk mozzarella.
Whole milk mozzarella?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just stretch it.
How much cheese?
Oh, I'd say about 1.5 pounds of cheese.
1.5 pounds of
Easy,
cheese.
yeah. You know, you got to have cheese on it.
Yeah, don't skimp on the cheese.
That's you can't skip on the cheese.
No. Oh, it's looking better and better every step, Russ.
There we go, man. There we go. And there's the cheese. Next, Parmesan cheese on top of that.
Parmesan, about what?
About 2 ounces.
2 ounces of Parmesan.
Sprinkle that right on top of there. And then
the most popular topping
pepperoni
in the world.
And I don't get no small pepperonis either. This is that garlic pepperoni.
Oh,
I mean, the elephant pepperoni, you know, big.
Yeah, that is big.
All I do is just line them up.
And you want them touching. Like, you don't want to skimp on this either.
Yeah, you don't want to see no cheese. I mean, you want to see the cheese, but you want to see the toppings come.
Right.
You want to see the cheese busting out through the topping, you know. And I'll just cover this whole thing up like this. All the way around.
I'm going to say there's going to end up being about 32 to 40 slices of pepperoni.
So?
And this is big pepperoni.
Yeah, if you get the smaller pepperonis, of course, you're going to have to use more.
Absolutely.
But I like this big pepperoni. I don't know why. Just personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, that looks phenomenal. What's next?
There you go. What's next is where you got the cheese, where you got that. I put a little, just a little parsley on there. Just a little, just to give it a little color.
A little bit of parsley, a pinch of dry parsley.
Pinch of dried parsley, and a pinch of dried oregano.
Pinch of dry oregano.
And that goes on there like that. Just pinch it and squeeze it when you put it on, so it'll break up.
Get the aroma coming. Yeah. And then it's to the oven?
Then it's to the oven, 400 degrees for about 20, 25 minutes. You just got to check it.
400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes, and then it's going to come out.
And it's going to come out and look like, and you got this right here.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Oh,
there we go. Pizza cutter.
Oh man.
Usually I'll go right down the middle with it.
Cooking Across the Hall with Chef Russ Gleason. This is the 3rd episode. We're doing pizza, and this is Russ's recipe for crust, Russ's recipe for sauce, pepperoni, Sicilian style pizza.
And don't tell anybody, because then I'll have to kill you. And there you go.
Wow. That looks phenomenal. I mean, let me dip in here and give it a little try. It's hot.
The crust is nice and soft. Cheesy.
It's hot.
Pepperoni. Yep.
Oh man.
That was even better than the first one.
Phenomenal. Hey, if you guys are interested in sponsoring this show, hit us up. You know, email or message us on Facebook, or send us an email, Kyle@EOAliveTV or office@EOAliveTV. We're looking for sponsors to keep this show going. Chef Russ has got a bunch of great recipes that he's going to share with us, and we have a good time doing it, and it's high quality food. This pizza is pretty tough to beat. Trust me on that. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Russ, thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you later. Thanks.